Hi everyone, my name's Amanda Pollard and I'm the Acting Editorial Team Lead at Houzz UK. In this webinar, we'll be looking at the design and renovation preferences of Houzz users this year. 2020 has been a slightly uncertain and unsettling year to say the least, but if there's one thing we can be certain of, it's that we've all spent a lot of time in our homes. We wondered if this has had an effect on the interior trends people are favouring. We're lucky on Houzz to have access to plenty of data. We can see the types of photos people are saving or the images professionals are uploading. We can identify what people are searching for on the website and what they're reading. And we also conduct regular research among Houzz users. All of this information can give us an idea of emerging trends and preferences. And what we've seen over the last few months are four key themes. We've put these under the headings of gardening, home as sanctuary, flexible rooms, and bringing nature in. So here I'll try to explain each one and how these might translate into our home choices. So the first one is gardening. The garden content we provide on Houzz always gets a lot of interest during the spring and summer, but this year it proved even more popular. To give you some context, an RHS survey found that appreciation of gardens doubled during lockdown, with 7 out of 10 respondents saying it had helped their mental health. And this is certainly reflected in garden engagement on Houzz. For example, these two articles, Professional Tips for Designing a North-Facing Garden and 10 Common Garden Design Mistakes and How to Avoid Them, attracted more than double the views of typical garden content. In a recent survey, we asked homeowners for their experiences and thoughts on home renovation during the COVID-19 pandemic. 30% of those we asked said an upgrade of their outdoor space would make time spent at home more enjoyable, and 23% are actually planning a garden makeover following the lockdown. And it isn't just revamps of the layout, fencing and landscaping that have attracted interest this year. People have shown a renewed interest in gardening itself, particularly growing their own crops. Articles such as how to squeeze a vegetable patch into a small garden and which fruit and veg can I grow in a tiny space made it into our list of most popular stories. And the second category is home as a sanctuary. So where gardens and the outdoors have certainly been beneficial for well-being, so have the interiors of our homes. Staying indoors was of course advised for our physical health, and this perhaps translates to the idea of the home as a restorative sanctuary where we can feel safe and rested. Two key areas are emerging from our data: a focus on a particular room in the home and a focus on how our homes feel and function. The room I'm referring to is the bedroom. It's a space that generally gets more interest in the cooler months. But this spring and summer, stories like 23 beautifully organised bedroom wardrobes, 5 choices to make before you design your bedroom, and how to achieve barely there bedroom storage have made their way into our most popular section. Also, 18% of those surveyed in our COVID report said they plan to update their bedrooms after lockdown. The bedroom is a place that provides calm, rest, and solace, so perhaps this renewed interest makes sense in the current climate. But something else that's interesting from these bedroom stories is their focus on storage. This is another subject that always sparks the interest of Houzz users, but again, lockdown seems to have increased its popularity. We can see this from the responses to the COVID-19 report I mentioned earlier. We asked the respondents what they've been doing at home during lockdown, and more than half said they'd been decluttering and organising, while over half again said they'd been tidying and cleaning. This all makes sense in the context of wanting a clear, stress-free space at home to deal with the challenges outside. We've also noticed a desire among Houzz users to make homes more flexible and adaptable. The term garden office, for example, has seen an increase in searches on Houzz, while the phrase room divider has also been searched for more this year than last. What does that tell us? Well, with more of us working from home and the whole household being in one place, we perhaps started looking at our properties in different ways. How do we make more space to work at home? How can we divide up the space to give everyone room to do what they need to do at home? An answer could indeed be to build a room in the garden. A recent photo gallery we published entitled 20 Garden Office Ideas for a Home Working Haven proved pretty popular and attracted comments such as, "I would love to have one of these." And finally, something that's become evident by looking at the new projects our pros are uploading to Houzz is a focus on connecting interiors with nature. Even modern renovations, such as this kitchen uploaded by Granite Architects, feature wooden surfaces and natural materials. Designers are also favouring a palette of nature-inspired tones, such as clay, green and pale blue. This very contemporary bedroom, uploaded by Sascal Studio, for example, uses these shades to create a cosy feel. So it looks like recent events have had an impact on how we view our homes, although it's difficult to know whether these themes would have been popular if the pandemic hadn't emerged. Nature, biophilia and well-being at home were already something that people were beginning to introduce, but perhaps the crisis has accelerated this and put them much more into focus. And that's the end of this webinar. If you have any feedback, you can get in touch with us at int-marketing@houzz.com. Thanks very much for listening.